Okay, so here's our next project. The 2017 Tacoma four-wheel drive extend cab. Getting ready to put a 6-inch lift kit on this. Gonna be new wheels, tires, 33-inch tires, 18-inch rims. This thing's getting a new front off-road grill guard bumper along with a front winch. We're going to be putting a snorkel on this for when he wants to off-road this through the river or the creek or whatever he decides he wants to drive this through. Going to get some drop hoop step bars for the sides of this. This one's getting a rear bumper as well. It's going to be getting an off-road rear bumper with D-rings and a winch mounted on the back as well. It's going to have a winch hanging out the back there and a slide-in receiver. In case he gets stuck, he can pull himself out frontwards or backwards. It's going to have a power inverter installed in the back, so when he's camping he'll be able to power up a couple of small devices. Going to be putting a roll-up cover on this as well, roll-up bed cover, and getting a whole makeover on this unit. Okay, so we've pulled the differential out, the knuckles out, struts out, lower control arms. We've got everything dropped out of here. We're getting ready to cut the cross member back there to allow the differential to hang down a little lower. Here's the skid plate, sway bar, strut. We've already switched the hubs over to the new knuckles. And we're getting ready to put this back in there. Okay, so now we've got the differential put back in. As you can see, lower control arms, we're putting lower control arms back in. Sway bar relocation brackets in. We're putting the struts, spacers together right now and be putting the struts back in here shortly. Okay, got the struts back in, strut spacers right there, knuckles, everything's put back together, ready to put the front wheels on. Everything's tight, ready to go. Put the front wheels on it. We'll jack up the rear and do the rear. All right, we got the rear up in the air. We've got the block in, shocks on, rear's done, ready to go. We're going to mount the tires and wheels on it and move on to the next part. Okay, so we're getting ready to put the off-road bumper on the Taco. We've got the bumper there. We pulled the bumper cover off, the grill. You can see everything's off the front, getting ready to go. Pulled the fender flares off in order to get up into that corner. There's the fender flares and the grill and the factory bumper. Getting ready to put the off-road bumper on now. Okay, so we've got the winch bumper put on. They recommended that we install the winch prior to installing the bumper on the truck, which makes it a very heavy piece to hang on the front of this truck. We've got the lights hooked up to it. The turn signals are on, or well, they're not on now, they are on. So everything's hooked up, ready to roll. We had to cut the fender flares to fit right there behind the bumper, which looks pretty nice. We got the sidebars installed on here, and now we're getting ready to take the rear bumper off and hang the rear off-road bumper on this truck. Taking that off and doing that one next. So we've got the template taped onto the Tacoma for the installation of the snorkel. We're going to be cutting the hole out and the mounting holes as well. Got the air box removed inside here where it's going to go. We're going to cut it out and get ready to install it. So we've got the holes cut for the snorkel on the side pillar post. Getting ready to install it. Where the air box and the snorkel come together, it goes through the fender right there. Down in there, a little hard to see, but that's where it attaches into the bottom of the air box. Well, we've got the snorkel mounted. Bore a hole through the fender, hooked into the air box, so it's functional into the air box. We're going to be working on mounting the bed cover now and the headache rack. That's going to be a little bit more entailed, as the two aren't designed to go together. We're going to, not exactly sure how we're going to make this work. We're going to have to do some sort of modifications to mount the bed cover and the headache rack together. But that's next on the list. So we've got the rear bumper on. Got it wired for the winch. We're going to slide in receiver winch mount going in there. There's the headache rack that we've notched a piece out to help clear the bed cover. This is the piece right here that we've cut out of right there all the way across, and that should give us enough clearance then to clear the top of the bed cover. Alright, so we're done with the Tacoma. We've got the grill guard, winch bumper, the winch, D-rings, everything mounted now. D-rings there, winch, roller fair lead. Lift kit's on. 6-inch lift kit with 33-inch tires. Functional snorkel. Got the side steps on there. And then we've put the roll-up bed cover with the headache rack. Now that required a little bit of modification. You can see where we've had to go in there and modify that to clear that bed cover. It fits really nice, looks really good. Got the lights mounted in there, the light bar on the top. Got the rear bumper on there with the winch mounted on the back. The only thing we're waiting on is the D-rings for the rear that did not make it today. We've also mounted the power inverter in there so he can have some power back here to charge phones, batteries, run a little portable cooler, whatever he wants to run in here, as long as it's not too big. Bed cover. Rolls up. Like that. Switches are mounted inside here. So there's a switch to power the winch. Right there, that turns on both winches. This is the switch for the top light bar facing forward. This is the switch for the rear lights that light up the bed. So there's a little bit of a picture of the suspension lift. So that's it. Alright, here's where we are with the hunting rack. Putting some expanded metal on the steps so they don't slip and fall when they're climbing in. About ready for spray. Gonna finish that up, prep it tonight, spray it tomorrow. All primed, ready for spray. Okay, we've got the mounting plates sprayed, bolted in. They're using the factory bed bolts to bolt that in. That way there's no additional holes. Put it in the truck bed. Alright, we got the rack bolt mounted in. It's got 4 pins, holds it down to the mounting plates. Going to put the ladder on here. It slides on these 4 pins here on the side. We'll put that on here and you're ready to go. Thought we were done with this truck, but the customer had one more thing he wanted us to put on it. The hunting rack, as used in Texas for hunting. It's a pretty basic one. Tube steel. It's just got a Jeep seat, fold and tumble Jeep seat on it. Little basket so you can put stuff under the seat while you're hunting. The ladder pins in so it's removable. You don't have to worry about ripping it off. When this is mounted in, if you're driving through some trees or in a tight area. The whole rack itself pins in at the bottom on those mounting plates, so you can take it out and leave the plates mounted into the truck bed. The seat folds down, so if you store it outside, you can fold it up and lean it forward and it won't get so wet. It's got spray-in liner on the whole rack, expanded metal so that the dirt and mud falls through. Made to fit in between the headache rack and behind the roll cover that we've put in. And there you go.